Hi again, everybody, and welcome inside Cable Dahmer Arena. And happy Thanksgiving. Kansas City and St. Louis will play the second of their home-and-home series to kick off the MASL season. And we are also very excited. This is game one of 40 regular season games to be broadcast on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alongside my broadcast partner, Eric Bergerud, I am Nick Vassos. Eric, let's talk about the game on Friday, Black Friday, which kicked off the season. Comets 8-3 winners. What'd you think about the game from both teams?
Two things for Kansas City. They came out strong, put up 5 early goals, and St. Louis couldn't come back. And then my favorite word, goalkeeping. Philip Ejimadu, he came up big. Expect to see him again here today.
St. Louis has made wholesale changes to their lineup. They want to chase the Ron Newman Cup, and it all begins with a 4-time MVP.
That's Frank Taillou, the king. He loves scoring goals here. Comets effectively double-teamed him, but he is 4-time MVP and one of the legends of his generation. Look for him to get on the scoreboard tonight.
Kansas City counters with their own target forward, a winner of the Golden Boot Award last year.
Zach Reggett, he was double-teamed part of the game, just like Taillou, still found a way to score on Friday. You know he's going to want to put on a show for his home fans.
We've had the first snowfall here in Kansas City, so that means hot winter nights are back. We've got the kickoff coming up next.
The Adirondack Apartments, the brand new apartment and townhome community, is now open in Independence and is the exclusive housing partner of your Kansas City Comets. Discover modern luxury living, from stainless steel appliances to resort-style swimming pool. The Adirondack Apartments has everything you need to live the life you deserve. Stop by or visit us on the web to schedule a tour of your brand new luxury home. The Adirondack Apartments.
Community America Credit Union, where every member feels like a star. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
This is Kansas City. This is my town. What happens here matters to me. You're my neighbors, and when one of my neighbors gets hurt, I want to help. If you're hurt in Kansas City, I've got this.
Call 816-888-7500.
Clear vision is so important for everything I do, on and off the field. I'm Zach Reggett, forward for the Kansas City Comets. We are super excited to partner with Silverstein Eye Centers as the official eye care provider for the Kansas City Comets.
I'm Dr. Steve Silverstein. We would love to show you what eye care should be. Please call us to schedule an appointment or visit our website at silversteineyecenters.com.
The Major Arena Soccer League is proud to welcome you to MASL Soccer on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
Alongside Eric Bergerud, I'm Nick Vassos. Great to have you here as we wrap up a Thanksgiving weekend here on the Major Arena Soccer League, and the Kansas City Comets hosting the St. Louis Ambush. The Comets winning game one of this home-and-home series to kick off the season in St. Louis on Friday night, winning 8-3 over the Ambush. The Comets are having their home opener here tonight, and there is a near-capacity crowd inside of Cable Dahmer Arena. Let's talk about some players who are in and who are out. First, for the hometown Comets, they will be without their starting goalkeeper and one of their swift midfielders, Eric.
Yeah, so Nicolas Neto got dinged in practice as a precaution. He is out. Philip Ejimadu looked terrific in goal the other night. He'll be back. Lucas Souza, he was listed as questionable, and they're holding him out as well. We'll see if both make the trip up to Milwaukee next week.
For the St. Louis Ambush, they've got one player in concussion protocol, and one of their bigger target players who has really played well for them over the last year or so. Tell us about those two players.
Well, Robbie Cristo in particular, we were in, or at least I was in St. Louis last year, and we went down with a really unfortunate knee injury. Hopefully we'll see him back. And what do they say? Next player up. Let's get going.
All right, we are underway on the blue turf. The Silverstein Eye Center's field is down on the floor, and the Comets have the ball to begin the game in the first. Whistle a foul called against St. Louis.
Speaking of the ball, Mitre is the official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League, established in 1817. Mitre is one of the leading soccer brands worldwide.
Comets in their red tops, red shorts, and red socks. St. Louis comes in with their teal tops, white shorts, and white socks. Comets scoring 8 goals in that game on Friday night. 7 different Comet players scored in the game. Leo Acosta led the team in scoring with 2 goals and 2 assists in St. Louis. Here is Frank Tayu, the biggest signing for St. Louis. They've also signed a couple of other players, a goalkeeper from the Texas organization, as well as one player who they got instant offense from on Friday.
Well, Pollo Cortez, we've seen him. He's terrific. He is not in the lineup tonight. We will definitely expect to see him next time they're here. And then Julio Varela is who you're mentioning. He played. We've seen him play with Dallas. We've seen him play with Texas. Played with Florida. He, a recent signing, 2 goals the other night. He looked good on offense.
Now, as Eric pointed out in our pregame chat, the Comets got off to a terrific start down in St. Louis, scoring the first 5 goals. St. Louis, though, no doubt will come in with a different attitude here tonight. And the Comets aren't expecting the same thing here against their I-70 rivals, who they are playing for a cup tonight, or at least throughout the regular season. Here's a giveaway. Here's a shot. Ejimadu makes the save. That was John A. making his presence felt here early on in this game. The rebound comes back to St. Louis off the inboards. Nobody there. Now a long drive, and that one broken up by the Comets. Tristan Austin, the Wheat Ridge, Colorado product. He is into the game. Did not play in Friday night's match. Comets able to clear it out towards the half line. It'll be gathered up by the ambush.
Talking about new players, we saw Guerrero Pino get his first touch. Last time we saw him here on this field, he was playing for the San Diego Sockers.
Here's Duduca Carvalho. He plays it away from the goal. On back to Lucas Almeida, who had a goal and 2 assists on Friday night to lead his team with 3 points. Now over to the near side, Varela. Now to JT, James Thomas. Up the boards, down to Duduca. Marked closely there by Tetsani of the Comets. Duduca turns, faces, had the ball kicked away. Nathan Dirtle, one of the newest members of the Comets, also in there, but first a foul called on the ambush.
Interesting connection. Nathan Dirtle played at Columbia College, as did Nicolau Neto, as did Lucia Tetsani. Their head coach, John Klein, former Kansas City Comet, former member of the St. Louis Ambush.
We're going to talk about the Kansas City-St. Louis connections more than once tonight, because there are so many when you're talking over 4 decades of professional indoor soccer.
Well, when we talk about St. Louis Ambush, this is their 30th anniversary of their NPSL championship team. Joey Zanaboni, Matt Rocchio mentioned that in the other night's broadcast. So many connections to Kansas City there.
Frank Tayu, he put that right shoulder into Chad Vandergriff and is called for the foul. Tayu, 6'2", 200 pounds. He's the leader in games, points, game-winning goals, 4-time MVP, and this just in, he's tough too. Comets working inside the last third of the ambush, and a foul called against KC. That's going to go against Zach Reggett.
His parents made the drive down from Wisconsin, driving straight back after the game. That's devotion, Nick.
No doubt about it. And they're right there on the front row once again. Araju and Henry Ramirez getting into it, and a foul is called against St. Louis. Araju is the guilty party.
For those of you watching on CBS Sports Golazo, yes, there are 3 referees tonight. As they did last year, the MASL, the first 2 home games will feature 3 referees on the field, and 3 interesting referees, including 2 with local connections here in Kansas City.
Here's Tetsane. He's listed as a defender, but he is not afraid to go forward. Left off for Mikey Lennis. Lennis bangs it against a couple of ambush players, and the ball still pinballing around in the corner until it's finally cleared away to the half line. Tayu chests it, settles it on the blue turf, trying to avoid 2 Comet defenders, and Mikey Lennis trips up Tayu, and a foul called against the Comets.
Foul called by Kyle Atkins, who incidentally, in addition to refereeing in this league, he was named MLS, that's Major League Soccer Assistant Referee of the Year. So he's been exceptional in every league that he calls games in.
He's also was a VAR official in the 2022 World Cup.
He makes his way around the world.
Certainly does. Here's a shot by Eske. That's William Eske. That one off the near boards. Maybe the best look at a goal by St. Louis so far, and they have come out with a much different attitude than they did on Friday night, no doubt.
And for me, I didn't see enough Eske in the game, and in the games here last year, Eske was the difference maker on special teams in particular. He's one of the best shorthanded goal scorers in the league, but on regular offense, he's somebody who can turn games around pretty quickly.
10:48 to play in the opening quarter. No score between KC and St. Louis. Here's Tristan Austin double teamed against the boards. Comets get the ball back. Guerrero Pino, 2 championships in San Diego. Guerrero attended college here in Kansas City at UMKC and spent his first year in Kansas City before accepting a free agent offer in San Diego. Speaking of UMKC, we wish them the very best. They're playing Pittsburgh right now, and there's going to be a blue card coming up as soon as we see a possession change.
Delayed 2. Paulo's going to come up, a la 6th attacker.
And a touch by Dirtle.
Not sure why they didn't stop that there.
Yeah.
Dirtle did get a touch.
And Tayu still with the ball. Still gets through Dirtle. Tayu still going forward. Tries to cross it through the box. Zach went by the official saying, hey, I touched the ball.
There's the possession right there.
Okay,
They're waiting for the possession, and there it is. What the Comets bench was arguing is Dirtle got a touch. The referee's saying no possession.
Thank you, Eric. So here comes Ryan Miller on over to make the call. It's going to go against Pino. And one of the new rules this year in the MASL, if a player does not report to the penalty box within 15 seconds, you get an additional yellow. So Guerrero Pino reports to the penalty box, and it'll be the first power play for St. Louis. No score here in this opening frame. 9:42 left to play in the first.
They refer to the penalty kill in Kansas City as the rat patrol. They'll be called on.
Here's Almeida up top. Touched over to Tayu. By the way, St. Louis without Uzi Tayu tonight. Uzi Tayu with a fine defender over his brilliant career.
Former Defender of the Year.
Almeida out front. Down to the corner to Duduka. The big Brazilian kicks it away from the goal. Now front and center it comes to Almeida. Touch it near side for Thomas. Back to Almeida. Lucas is going to go over here to Frank Tayu, the 4-time MVP. Out on the left wing, puts his left foot into it, and that one flipped up and over the goal. I think Marcel Berry thought for a moment it might have been an own goal, but no, it'll result in a corner kick for St. Louis coming up.
And watch out, Marcel Berry. We've seen this with him with the ambush. He can get that first step on the penalty kill and transition the other way. Comets looking to score off of these situations too.
Good block by Berry there on Duduka's drive and all the way back towards Paulo. Paulo had an uncharacteristic game on Friday. He is one of the most dynamic keepers in all of the indoor game. He can make just about any kind of save, and he is tremendous with his feet. Back to action here, and we've got 52 seconds left on the advantage to St. Louis. And Berry comes up once again, makes another good defensive play. St. Louis holds on, goes off the boards. Ball's loose, and Ejimadu is there for the Comets with the help of Ramon Palmer.
Good play by Palmer just to cradle it off the boards. We've seen Ejimadu throw. We know he can launch the ball down the field. Comets need to hold some possession here, and that's what Marquez is going to try to do, double team.
Pinned up against the boards. Marquez goes down like a big tree in the forest, and a foul called on the ambush.
Ejimadu, one of the strongest arms in the league. Marquez, one of the best hold-up target forwards in the league, tries to spin both players. Takedown.
Comets with 23 seconds left on St. Louis's vantage will come out front and center and go all the way back to Ejimadu. Zach Reggett goes off, and Vandegrift comes on. So Nacho, Vandegrift, Marquez, and Palmer are the man down team. Comets get a shot on goal there with 10 seconds left on the power play to St. Louis. And now the ambush break out. 1 second left on the advantage. Over to William Eske, who shoots. Ejimadu saves. Eske gets the ball back. And now we're back to even strength. Pino comes out of the box.
Good block by Nacho.
By Daduka, excuse me, and a good block there by the Comets.
Reggett the other way if they see him. Good job stepping off the bench. Here comes St. Louis back and forth. Actually, they're going to call too many men.
Oh, it's going to go against Kansas City. Too many men on the field. All right. We'll wait for Brian Miller here to make the call. So too many men. That's the Comets' second penalty already. They're going to be a man down once again when we come back. 7:20 left to play in this opening quarter. Great to have you here on a Thanksgiving weekend. It's the MASL Soccer on CBS Sports Golazo.
Season of savings at Cable Dahmer. Coming now during our Season of New Tradition sales event, get a Forte for only $99 a month. That's only $99. Plus, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. And Cable Dahmer Kia has doubled the size of its service bays to serve you better. Stop in today off Colburn Road in Lee Summit or visit us online at CableDahmerKia.com. If you want a Kia, thank Cable Dahmer.
We know a place where you can drop your bags and relax your mind. It's a place where you can unwind and unplug while staying connected, where having a lot on your plate is a good thing. And 5:30 Kickback is all about kicking back. Yeah, we know a place, and we know you'll love it too. Drury Hotels. Travel happy.
Back live at Cable Dahmer Arena. Let's go down to the sidelines and introduce the third member of our broadcast team. Hey, Lux.
Hey, guys. This is an incredible matchup. Obviously, we're seeing that the Ambush have put in a lot more of their speed since we saw them on Friday. I think this is an equal matchup, and it is going to be a tough game. Just glad to be joining the Kansas City broadcast team here for the Comets.
And St. Louis scores a power play goal.
They all count that way, and we talked about Taiyu at the beginning, and he scores off a ricochet, but what do they say in indoor soccer? Everything's a goal in indoor soccer. Look at the ball movement on this power play. Daduka in the corner goes to Taiyu as Barry was coming back. Ball bounces off of Barry. Taiyu says, "Thank you, I will take that, I am the king." 1-0 Ambush.
Frank Taiyu now in his 13th year of professional indoor soccer. He adds to his most goals in league history for the 34-year-old Frank Taiyu. 1-0 St. Louis, and a much different first quarter than we saw on Friday night. Here's Leo Acosta. He is front and center. On over to Pino. Pino tried to play it through to Reggett. It bounces back out. Now St. Louis with possession of the ball. John A., William Eske's brother, passes it over to Dylan Hundell, legacy player. His father, Kevin, played for the old Steamers. And
he played on that 94-95 championship team as well for the Ambush.
6:14 to play in the opening quarter. And out of bounds and turned back over to the Comets.
MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Talking about Kevin Hundell, that season, the championship season, 49 assists in the midfield for that St. Louis Ambush team.
I believe they were led by Mark Mosier that year.
Moser had like 98 goals or something. It was unbelievable. I saw Kevin Hundell here last year. His son Dylan played for Utica City, and I only called Dylan Kevin once on air that game.
Both teams trading possessions. Nacho kicks it back to Ejimadu. Barry picks it up. Swings it near side for Nacho. Back the other side to Andorreos. Andorreos running with Hundelt in the corner. Now Hundelt runs in with the boards. Here's a shot on goal. No good. Just barely missed to the left. And it looks like Hundell trying to clear it. Still loose. Now another shot. Ding dong off the post. Rebound comes off to the Comets. Now a give and go. And the ball spins into Paulo.
Nathan Dirtle there with a good opportunity. He didn't get any playing time. He was, let's call him a healthy scratch, battling for minutes. He got called up today, and we're already seeing him on both sides of the ball. Again, rookie from Columbia College in Columbia, Missouri.
Comets defense gets back. Taiyu accepts the ball, turns and faces. Taiyu moving to his left. Taiyu only got one shot in that Friday night game, did not score. And he's a much different player here in game 2.
We've seen him score a lot of goals here over the years, Nick.
And his brother Uzi, as we told you, is not here, but
we've seen Uzi score goals here, Nick.
He loves playing here. If you're a Comet fan, you're pretty happy that Uzi is not here tonight because he loves playing in this building.
2021 semifinals. Uzi was the ultimate Comet killer.
Here's Tetsane. Comets are going to slow it down, build it up. Coming up on 4 minutes to play in this opening quarter. 1-0, St. Louis over Kansas City. These two teams will meet 5 times during the regular season. That'll be the most that the Comets will see of any opponent in the MASL this year. They'll play 3 times against Milwaukee and 2 times against many other teams in the league.
A little hardware at stake this year, the I-70 Series Cup, 5 games, so whichever team wins at least 3 this year will get to keep that cup through the rest of the season and in the offseason. So a little bit of bragging rights here on I-70.
I like it. I-70 was not the place to be yesterday, Mr. Bergerud. I made the trip.
I saw your photos.
Across the state. There was a thin, heavy snow band that parked itself right over I-70, and so getting from St. Louis to Kansas City was not fun at all.
So ironically, the Comets drove back Friday night before the weather got bad. The Comets fans who stayed overnight spent some quality time on I-70 getting back home yesterday, all safe that we've heard of.
Yeah, and Lux, our new broadcast team member, she was coming back, and it was instead of the normal 4 hours, it was more like 7, maybe even 8 for some.
Glad everybody's safe.
Yeah. Back to live action. Go ahead, Eric.
A lot of red shirts there at Family Arena on Friday night. Big crowd tonight here. Many of them made both games.
Here's Marquez moving to his right. Rion looking to the back post for Ramon Palmer. Palmer trying to gather up the loose ball. Tristan Austin comes over and kicks it over the center circle. And picking up there is Araju. And Acosta gets knocked down and a foul called against Rafael Araju. Araujo. Here's, now we've got another, we have a whistle here, and that's going to go against St. Louis. Foul called on Araujo.
So if you're wondering, hey, Kansas City won 8-3 in St. Louis, no issues here. You might recall the end of last season, St. Louis should have beaten Kansas City in that last game in March. They were up 7-6 with just seconds left when Lucas Souza tied it right at the end, and Zach Reggett won in overtime with a screamer goal on attack retro night, Nick, on your honor.
Yep, I remember that.
But St. Louis played so well that night, should have won. This team has more options this year than they did last year, so expect battles every time. they come to Cable Dahmer Arena, which will be 3 times this year.
We've got a good one going here. St. Louis leading 1-0 on a goal by Frank Tayu. Pino, one of the newest members of the Comets, coming back to Kansas City. Now Leo Acosta, he's now in his 2nd year.
Good ball.
Over to Pino. Pino shoots, and save is made by Paulo. Rebound comes off to Tetsane. He sends it down to the corner, and a foul called on the ambush. 1:42 left in the first.
Comets fans might recall seeing Tetsane as a midfielder his first time around. He is now playing defense. We'll talk about an easy save or comfortable save for Paulo. We saw that all the way. No problem there. Parried it out of harm's way. Tetsane is basically replacing the retired Ray Lee at left defender. So here's somebody who can play defense, but definitely can shoot with that left foot from distance the way Ray Lee did. And we saw the first Wallace score of the year scored the other night by Lucia Tetsane.
That was a banger, as they like to say. It's a power play goal, too.
Corner kick here for the Comets.
Yep, that one knocked out of bounds off of Dylan Hundell. And from the left wing corner, the Comets will get a chance. Dylan Hundell started his career in 2015 with the ambush. Has played in Harrisburg, Utica, Orlando, and now back with the ambush. Acosta tries to hit it first time, did not catch a lot of leather on that one. It's kicked back to the half line. Reggett's there, and he'll effort it back towards Ejimadu. Forward it comes to Acosta. Up to Marquez.
Good
Marquez, good ball to Tetsane, moving to his left, trying to get it through. Fans wanted a handball.
3-line pass.
Yep. 54.8 seconds left in this first quarter. Got a great crowd on hand here at Cable Dahmer Arena. 5,000 in the building. Here's Nacho. Over the left to Acosta, who shoots. What a save made by Paulo. That was full extension. Now Marquez turns and fires, and another good save by Paulo.
We've seen him big here over the years. Over the years, Cable Dahmer Arena hasn't been too kind to St. Louis. Comets leading 19-5 all time.
Tayu almost had number 2. Good pass by Niamse, and he tried to flick it past Ejimadu. Almost did it.
Picking up on Paulo. We've seen him make a lot of big saves over the years. We've seen him score goals over the years too. So he's comfortable with his hands, with his feet in this arena.
There's Paulo, 13 seconds on the clock. Varela. Araujo. Now Vandegrift will kick it back toward the St. Louis side of the field. Out of bounds on the hop. 3.5 left to play in the first. St. Louis a 1-0 lead over KC. Long ball into the corner. That should do it. Horn sounds, and the first 15 minutes are in the books. A goal by Frank Tayu, and the assist going to Duduka Carvalho, and the ambush lead by a score of 1-0. Second quarter action is straight ahead. So glad you are with us. Comets and ambush coming right back.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
From new guys to the veterans, even this guy. At Community America, every member feels like a star.
With the one in there and almost deflected. Shot in the goal! It is Nacho! Comets win game one! He does for game winner! For the Dudes and for the Swords! And he
Back in the broadcast booth. Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bastiavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's game and discuss the league's hot topics. Seen them both on halftime feature the other night. We're expecting them to return at halftime here on CBS Sports Golazo Network. MASL Monday, one of the many shows that you can catch throughout the week, Nick, to get up to date on what's happening in the Major Arena Soccer League, and pretty excited for the guys returning this season, but also on their new home, CBS Sports Golazo Network. That will be Monday night, starting tomorrow.
All right, that sounds great. Eric Bergerud, Nick Vassos, and Lux, the newest member of our broadcast crew. Great to have you here at Cable Dahmer Arena as we watch the Ambush and Comets run on the Silverstein Ice Center's field.
Look at you go.
It is absolutely incredible being down here on the blue turf. This is an intense game. It's two storied franchises, an iconic rivalry, the High 70 series here, and we're seeing a lot of speed from both teams. We're seeing offensive pushes, and I gotta say, it might come down to fouls. We're seeing a lot of blue cards already pretty early in the game, guys.
All right, there's Lux, the newest member. By the way, Lux, happy birthday to you. Great to have you a part of our team. Both keepers switch ends, and Paulo and his Ambush teammates are moving left to right. Duduka out front to Araju, that off the mark, and the rebound comes back out to the half line. Niamsi out towards the center circle. Passes off the mark, and the Comets take it back. Chad Vandegrift, a St. Louis native. Forward up to Marquez. Marquez got the ball back, leaves it for Costa. Now into Rion. Rion triple teamed, and the ball taken away by John A. On over to Frank Tayu, back to John A. Running down the right side. Both the SK brothers are very swift. They are fast. Now Nico Caritas into the game for the first time. His pass is not true, and the Comets take it back, and here comes Kansas City, moving right to left. Acosta with some open space, fires in, that one blocked by Caritas of the Ambush. And Ramon Palmer gathers up the rebound and plays it back to his teammate Tetsane.
One thing we've seen about Leo Acosta already this year, continuation from last year, he's not afraid to shoot from anywhere. So you might think of him as a rookie plus his sophomore season now, but he has no fear anywhere on the field.
Austin to Zachary Drouet down the right side. The ball rebounds into Ejimadu, who is playing tonight for Nicolau Neto. Neto with a sore left hip. And the coaching staff and training staff decided to, there's a blue card going to go against James Thomas. And the Comets are going to go on the power play for the first time. Tetsane's okay. And the Comets will go up a man here with 12:38 left in this first half.
I had a note in my league news that not every foul is a blue card. You know how fans across the league want a blue for everything? Mm-hmm. That was a pretty easy call when you have two, if not three, officials reach for that blue card. Anything that's going to be that close to the boards. Walk in a fine line there if you're a defender.
Comets were 1 for 1 on the power play on Friday in St. Louis. Let's see how they do here. Zach Reggett to Nacho, back to Zach. Now Reggett will try the corner, gets it over to Leo Acosta. Oh, pass a little too far behind Rihanna. The Comets would have had something there. Now they'll have to reset their power play. Nacho to Tetsani, front and center, near side. It comes to Leo. Acosta's pass a little bit too soft, and it's picked up there by Dylan Hundelt. Hundelt to cross the line will dribble it away from players, now try to hold it, and it's flicked away, and the Comets up, still can't get possession of it. Now a short-handed chance, and that one's saved by Ejimadu. Now Nacho finally able to get it back to Phil Ejimadu. Over to Tetsane.
Talked about SK earlier being one of the biggest threats on the penalty kill, almost did it.
Acosta. That one just above the crossbar. The rebound comes off to Tetsane. On back to Ejimadu. Nacho and the Comets across the line, 42 seconds on the advantage. To the far post to Reggett. He lets it bounce through. Tetsane on the far side. 32 seconds on the advantage.
30 seconds left in the power play. Let's make some noise, Kansas City.
Here is Rion. Tetsane picks up the loose ball. Now to Zach Reggett, who shoots. Far post. Ding dong, and the ball came back to him. Paulo off his line to clear it away. 10 seconds left on the advantage. Comets have just a little bit of time here to maybe get another chance. Acosta on over to Nacho. 4 seconds left. 3. Acosta on over to Tetsane. Out of Reggett. Volleys it back to Acosta. Out of the box comes Thomas. Here's a header by the Comets, and that one goes wide. Tetsane trying to pick up the loose ball. Settles it on the blue turf. Fires! And that was a banger! Shazam! Comets level the game at 1. Tetsane, an example of that cannon he's has for a left foot.
Nick, you talked about the banger Tetsane scored the other night in St. Louis. Check this out. Penalty kill was over, but a giveaway. Tetsane hustled to win it first time. Looks up. Nobody stepped up defensively, and he went top shelf. Where the Comets went top shelf against Paulo multiple times on Friday night. They feel like that's a good place to go if you can keep your shots under the bar. 1-1.
Welcome back, Lucia Tetsane. Had a power play goal Friday night in St. Louis, and a big one there for Kansas City to get them on the board and level the game at 1.
Tetsane holds a distinction of having been involved in the trade that sent Zach Reggett here to Kansas City from Harrisburg. Tetsane played there. Comets traded for him back in the offseason, and definitely need his goal-scoring prowess there from that back line with Ray Lee's retirement.
Shot by Zach Drouet, I should say. Save by Ejimadu. He had some traffic in front of him there, so that was a pretty good save there by Ejimadu.
Was the second star of the game the other night. Some people thought he deserved to be the number 1 star. 15 saves, 3 goals allowed.
Both teams at even strength, now under 10 to play in this first half. Much different than what we saw on Friday in St. Louis. Paulo sends it forward to Tayu, and a foul is called against Nacho.
Kansas City foul number 23 is first of the half.
Tayu talking to Brian Miller. I'm not sure Miller responded at all to Frank.
Seen this all before. Lucas Almeida with a couple assists the other night. Has some options. I really like SK there, circling back short. And now they're going to get JT back on for Araujo.
Thank you.
Sure.
Up top, shot just wide. Went off the foot of Christian Briggs.
Good play by Nacho on the ground to clear it.
And on into the game for the first time is Junior Kazim, who was a healthy scratch on Friday.
Handball call, chest.
And here comes SK with a shot and a goal! Taiyu held it and then laid the ball off to William SK, and he shot it top shelf right over Ejimadu, who was down on his knees. 2-1 St. Louis over Kansas City.
Talked about the need to get SK off the track here because he was held scoreless the other day. And look at him make that run off of Taiyu. If the Comets double Taiyu, somebody's going to be open. It's a law of mathematics, Nick. SK made the right run. Kind of toe poked it. Nothing Ejimadu could do. Quickly, St. Louis comes back. 2-1 lead.
That was a very nifty pass there from the King.
Definitely a different looking team here with St. Louis. Not just a bunch of different players in, but the mentality on the field. You have competitors. Dylan Hundell, leader at UCFC last year, along with Frank Taiyu.
Here's Marquez, top of the arc, turning, shooting. That one ricocheted off 3 players before Paulo gathers it up. Along the boards, it's given back to Kansas City. 8 minutes and 50 seconds left to play in this first half. Going to have a timeout coming up here in just about a minute. Comets still trying to work it out of their last third. Here comes some pressure from St. Louis on Ejimadu, who rolls it out to Reggett, then on back to Tetsane. Swing it near side here for Vandergrift's got some open space. Vandergrift shoots, and that one off the end boards. And it comes rebounding back out towards the center line.
And that was a second touch by Ejimadu. He kicked the ball into play. St. Louis had never touched it again, so when the ball bounced all the way back and he touched it again.
Ah, yes.
It'll be a St. Louis restart where Ejimadu touched it right outside the yellow line. One of the more recent rule changes. MASL introduced a few other rule changes over the offseason. We'll get to them later in the broadcast, Nick.
All right. St. Louis with the ball, and SK forward to Taiyu. Taiyu takes it into the left wing corner, double teamed, and the ball comes off, and the Comets able to win the ball, and a foul called on Taiyu. That might be called a professional foul. If you know, you know. That allows everybody to get reset.
With Lucas Souza out, Junior Kazim back in the lineup, so you have technically 4 forwards. Marquez and Reggett as your target forwards and 2 defensive runners.
Oh, there's Reggett! How did he do that? Zach Reggett. He is so good on that move, Eric. It looks like he might try to settle it, but in one motion, he takes that ball from as high as his hip level and then somehow shoots it around the player. Watch this, Eric.
So this is Ejimadu. He's going to put the ball in the corner. That's a Wallace score a goal. Ejimadu with the assist.
And the Comets have once again leveled the game. It is 2-2 with 7:50 left to play in the first half. We'll take a break. Glad you're with us. We'll be right back.
Hail, alma mater, we sing to thee. Thy name forever a guiding light shall be.
Strong as an oak tree, thy name shall never fail.
To thee, alma mater.
Hail, Park Hail. We are. We are. We are.
We are.
The Adirondack Apartments, the brand new apartment and townhome community, is now open in Independence and is the exclusive housing partner of your Kansas City Comets. Discover modern luxury living, from stainless steel appliances to resort-style swimming pool. The Adirondack Apartments has everything you need to live the life you deserve. Stop by or visit us on the web to schedule a tour of your brand new luxury home. The Adirondack Apartments.
You're looking live at the Kansas City Comets. Zach Reggett, one of the two players we previewed before the game, Nick Vassos. Each of those players scoring goals, Zach Reggett and Frank Tayu, two of the legitimate stars in this league. Typical Kansas City St. Louis game at Silverstein Ice Center's field at Cable Dahmer Arena. Zach Reggett, he is a battler, and he's the type of guy that he wants to play every shift, and doesn't matter where he's playing, what he's playing. He's a battler. And on Friday, with Nacho being a one-game suspension for a carryover penalty point from last season, Zach Reggett earned that armband, and he was team captain Friday night.
One of the 7 different players that scored Friday night in St. Louis, Zach Reggett from Kenosha, Wisconsin. His folks are here for the game in Kansas City, and Kansas City next weekend will travel up to Milwaukee to take on the Wave. And another game that you can see right here on CBS Sports Colosso.
Looking forward to Tom Wynn and Art Kramer calling that game.
It'll be their home opener, and they're really tough on home openers. Foul called against Tayu.
Might recall last season in the playoffs, Tom and Art called that playoff game, game 1. Kansas City won in Milwaukee, and that was quite the battle. Expect a really tough game up there for both teams next Saturday night.
Tristan Austin still moving in. He shoots, and Austin almost got that one past Ejimadu.
Tristan Austin, a legacy player. His father played for Las Vegas in the Continental Indoor Soccer League. A couple different ambush players playing in the footsteps of their parents.
Just like Dylan Hundelt, who's near the ball. He has it right now. Now front and center for Era Oju. A little better there.
You'll get there. You'll get there, Nick.
I know. It's a long drive that bangs off of Ramon Palmer and then driven off the glass, rebounding to the near side. And it is Varela who sends one in. Now a rebound shot and another goal by St. Louis. And it is Tristan Austin. We were just talking about him. A legacy player giving the Ambush a 3-2 lead.
Ball bounces in the air. Good ball movement here. Save on the first one. And Tristan Austin just a few steps away from Pino. Puts it through his legs between Palmer and Ejimadu. Every time the Comets score, St. Louis has an answer for them. It's 3-2 St. Louis.
6:36 to play in the first half. Here's Ejimadu. A line drive goes right up Main Street. One hop off the blue turf and into Paulo. Back the other way. Hundelt. And one nearly taken by.
Handball called on Andreas. I mentioned earlier about defensive runners. Christian Andreas and Junior Kazim. In a way, playing defensive runner. Definitely Andreas spelling both Zach Reggett and Rion Marquez from time to time. Kazim is dropping back a little bit as a midfielder from his normal target position.
John A. battling with Kazim on the far boards. Kazim still going forward, and a foul is drawn by Kazim on St. Louis. Kansas City with a restart right out in front of their bench. Here's Vandegrift. Kicked away by Hundelt. For St. Louis, it is Hundelt, Eske, Thomas, John A., and Eraju. Tetsani brings the Comets forward into Marquez, flicked it back to Lacia off the boards, looking for a player moving through there. None there. William Eske kicks it long. Ejimadu in front of his own yellow line. He's got it for the Comets to a trail 3-2. Right up Main Street to Tetsane. Lacia dribbles it away. Turns and faces up to Andorreos. And then into Rion. Rion back to Tetsane. Good defensive play there by St. Louis. Eske comes away with it. Plays it into open space, and it tumbles out of bounds. It'll go back to Kansas City.
Notice that Andorreos was shadowing Eske. You put one of your fastest players against one of their fastest players, trying to contain him. Eske, you can try to contain him, but he does score goals.
Vandegrift comes near side off the boards to Marquez. Rion draws all kinds of traffic, including Hundelt. Rion very strong on the ball. Gets to Nacho. Forward to Acosta. Leo pokes it back to Rion. 4.5 to play in the first half.
Haven't seen a lot of Mikey Lennis tonight.
Here's Zach. Tristan Austin comes right up into his grill. Zach maintains possession of the ball. He'll poke it back to Nacho. Nacho, the team captain, sets it up. Now Mikey moves forward on the dribble, takes it, tries to cross it in. Tristan Austin knocked it right back. Now Acosta. He leaves it back for Lennis. Lennis from Weston, Florida. He's with the second year with the Comets. A little give and go. Lennis stops, shoots. That one just high above the crossbar. Rebound comes to Pino of the Comets. Now Acosta. Over to Reggett. Reggett looking for a passing partner right now. Here's Pino near the half line. Pino dropping deep onto the field. Now there's some movement in the Comets offense. Over to Zach Reggett. 3 minutes to play. Comets operating a lot of their offense right now in the midfield area. Some changes. Marquez comes back on. Here's Rion. Now near side for Guerrero Pino. Now Barry, Marcel Barry. He goes off the boards. Marquez was there, but couldn't put any leather on that one. And the rebound all the way back to Ejimadu of the Comets. Palmer gets by two players. Palmer into the middle. And that one broken up by Eraju.
Austin open if they see him.
Here's Niamsi. He draws a crowd. Who's going to get to the ball first? Niamsi is there. Now the Comets join in. Here's Almeida. Plays back to Paulo. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Played long. Tetsane is there. He pops it high into the air. Lands once on the blue turf and goes out of bounds. And turned back over to St. Louis.
Mentioned this game looks and feels different than the other night. Coaches always make adjustments. You have a home or a home and away series like this is this weekend. You knew that St. Louis was going to play this differently coming into Kansas City. It has a feel of that game last March here where the ambush really dominated.
Thomas out front, rebound shot. And that one no good. Ejimadu with a good save. John A. on the rebound could not put it on target. The score remains 3-2 St. Louis.
Take a look at it we'll go back to live action.
Here's Lennis. He'll poke it forward on up to Zach Reggett. Comets 14-6-4 a season ago, 8-1-3 here at home. St. Louis 4-14-6, and they were 0-8-4 on the road. There's a shot by Nacho. Good save there by Paulo. So we got a long ways to go in this one, but St. Louis would scratch an itch that's been itching on them for more than a year.
Can't wait to hear what Coach Stefan Stokic says to Lux at the halftime interview. He's not going to be happy about the way his team came out here in the first half. No doubt about that.
Acosta over to Junior Kazim. Back to Mikey Lennis. Lennis, goes in and he's tripped up, and a foul called against Tayu.
That's at least 2 fouls on Tayu. And blue card.
Blue card.
Tayu can't believe it. Let's look at it on the replay. So Lennis cutting across the field. Put a foot out. Put his hands up, which is the universal. I didn't do anything.
Did he get unsportsman there?
What it sounded like from head referee Brian Miller. Talked with him on the field before the game. Brian Martin, who we constantly have issues with both their names. Brian Martin is in the building. I talked with him earlier.
Nacho from distance. Marquez goes down.
They're going to call that foul.
And
now, you know me, Nick Vassos, in a situation like this, never too early to call a timeout, especially when you need a goal.
This is interesting also. Do you see how fast Brian got back up? If a player is hurt and is down for longer than 15 seconds, that player must leave the game, go onto the bench.
For 2 minutes.
Yeah, cannot return for 2 minutes. So Brian was back up in a hurry.
Similar to one of the new rules in MLS this year, too.
So look at this opportunity here for the Comets. They're on the power play, and look how close the ball is to the goal.
Trying to figure out where this wall is setting up.
Here's Nacho. Oh, shoot! And Paulo
made
got
the
a
big
piece
save.
of that one. What a save. 30 seconds left in the half. Comets still have power play time. 1:44 left on the advantage to Kansas City. 20 seconds to go. Tetzani shoots. Save, Paulo. Cleared away by St. Louis. Now 13 seconds. Here's Zach. Tetzani. Now Leo Acosta. 6 seconds left. Here's Nacho. Nacho over the defense. Off the boards. Tetzani. Double team. The horn sounds. And that is it for the first half. St. Louis will take a 3-2 lead into the locker room. But when we come back to play in the third quarter, the Comets will have 1:20 on the power play to start the third quarter. Standing by for Stefan Stokic to chat with our Lux here before both teams head off. There's head coach Stefan Stokic chatting with Zach Reggett, trying to figure out how they can get some points. Let's go down to Lux.
Hey guys, I'm here on the field with Kansas City Comets coach Stefan Stokic. Coach, this was your second look at the Ambush and their new roster. What kind of adjustments did you make in between Friday and kicking off today's home opener?
We adjusted. We wanted to work on our pressure, but I think with the ball right now, our decision making is not being good enough. So we're going to make some more adjustments at halftime.
I was going to say, it's been kind of a back-to-back. Offensively, what do the Comets need to do to just take it to the next level and kick things up?
I think the quality of our passes have to be better going forward. I think we're not executing when we do have a good pass, but I think in general for me personally is just making that final pass where we can finish.
Well, hopefully the second half will show us that. Thank you so much, Coach. Back to you, Eric and Nick.
All right. Thanks a lot, Lux. And thanks, head coach Stefan Stokic. So we are at halftime with the score. St. Louis 3, Kansas City 2. We've got a good one here. The I-70 series heating up again. We'll be right back.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
It's a season of savings at Cable Dahmer. Coming now during our Season of New Tradition sales event, get a Forte for only $99 a month. That's only $99. Plus, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. And Cable Dahmer Kia has doubled the size of its service bays to serve you better. Stop in today off Colburn Road in Lee Summit or visit us online at cabledahmerkia.com. If you want a Kia, thank Cable Dahmer.
We know a place where you can drop your bags and relax your mind. It's a place where you can unwind and unplug while staying connected, where having a lot on your plate is a good thing. And 5:30 Kickback is all about kicking back. Yeah, we know a place, and we know you'll love it too. Drury Hotels. Travel happy.
Back inside Cable Dahmer Arena, halftime between the Comets and the Ambushed. Let's spend a few moments here talking with last year's Golden Boot winner, Zach Reggett. Zach, great to see you again. We're right here beginning another season, and looking back to Friday, the Black Friday game in St. Louis, the Comets come out with an 8-3 win. How did you feel about the team's performance, and how are you feeling after that game?
It's always nice to win, right? It feels good. We got to spoil their home opener. There's nothing like a home opener, really. I'm really excited for today, and to be able to get multiple teams on their home openers. It's usually big fan bases, so it's just fun to play in those games. We had a lot of people score that game.
Back inside Cable Dahmer Arena, halftime between the Comets and the Ambushed. Let's spend a few moments here talking with last year's Golden Boot winner, Zach Reggett. Zach, great to see you again. We're right here beginning another season, and looking back to Friday, the Black Friday game in St. Louis, the Comets come out with an 8-3 win. How did you feel about the team's performance, and how are you feeling after that game?
Clear vision is so important for everything I do, on and off the field. I'm Zach Reggett, forward for the Kansas City Comets. We are super excited to partner with Silverstein Eye Centers as the official eye care provider for the Kansas City Comets.
I'm Dr. Steve Silverstein. We would love to show you what eye care should be. Please.
Back inside Cable Dahmer Arena, halftime.
We got to spoil their home opener. There's nothing like a home opener, really. I'm really excited for today, and to be able to get multiple teams.
With the one in there and almost deflected. Got it, a goal! It is.
Back inside Cable Dahmer Arena, halftime.
That hopefully we can implement consistently and not have so many 3-goal games from people. So I think as a whole we're really happy, but time to move forward.
Okay. Yeah, 7 players in all, different scores in that game against St. Louis. Wow, you had a busy offseason, Zach. The TST tournament, participated representing your country in futsal, USA versus Mexico, but I do want to talk about the TST, the soccer tournament, and you played for Pat McAfee's team. What was that experience like for you, Zach?
Out of the box. It was just an experience that, hopefully I get to experience again. You get to meet a whole bunch of new people, and, you go into those. I give Pat credit because you go into those tournaments, you never know what you're going to get from those individuals, and he was completely invested and hung out with the guys, got to know everyone. So all around, it's a great group of guys. We definitely had the most fun there.
I could tell you and Gordy, Gerson were messing around. You guys played well, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one thing we do, we joke hard, but when it comes to game time, we're some of the most serious individuals you'll have. So, it's a little bit of both.
You're also all about giving back, Zach. And next week when the Comets travel to Milwaukee to take on the Wave, you're going to be helping giving back to first responders in Kenosha. A portion of the proceeds of the tickets are going to go to them.
Yeah, so we got about 150 people going all together so far from my knowledge. My mom and my uncle are kind of getting all that sorted. But yeah, a portion goes back. We're blessed to have firefighters, and this is just our way of saying thank you. So,
as a player, looking back at the Ron Newman Cup final, do you still think about it, or are you turning the page and climbing the mountain once again?
Individually, I could answer that one way, but I would say collectively as a whole, you try to use it as motivation only. You can't forget, because you gotta bounce back and be better than you were last year, but I would say it's mainly motivation and less just baggage. We're ready to go back at it. That season's over, and we've added new pieces, and we're ready to start our next chapter. But individually, you don't forget about that. Every workout, you're motivated for sure.
Zach, thank you so much for your time. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's Comets target forward Zach Reggett. More coming up at halftime here from Cable Dahmer Arena. Next.
Clear vision is so important for everything I do, on and off the field. I'm Zach Reggett, forward for the Kansas City Comets. We are super excited to partner with Silverstein Eye Centers as the official eye care provider for the Kansas City Comets.
I'm Dr. Steve Silverstein. We would love to show you what eye care should be. Please call us to schedule an appointment or visit our website at silversteineyecenters.com.
Community America Credit Union, where every member feels like a star. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
With the one in there and almost deflected. Shot in the goal! It is Nacho! Comets win game one! He does the game winner! For the Dudes and for the Zords! And he scores! Shoot! He
What's going on, everybody? This is the MASL in 5. I'm Alex Bastivansky. It is great to see you again as we launch what is sure to be another epic MASL campaign. Every week, I'll be bringing you all the latest from the league, and I've only got 5 minutes to do it, so let's go.
Nunez slides it through. Shot, and we got a goal! Chihuahua Savage pull one back for the first lead of the game with 1 minute and 42 seconds. What a tremendous goal! The Chihuahua Savage are your 2024 Major Arena Soccer League Ron Newman Cup champions.
That's where we left off last season. The Chihuahua Savage took down the KC Comets to capture their second consecutive MASL championship.
The Chihuahua Savage back-to-back champions of the MASL, and they are showing no signs of slowing down. In my opinion, they are a class above the rest of the league. With Diego Reynoso back, with Hugo Puentes back, the team is reloaded and primed for a third championship.
But every team will be gunning for them this year, and the opposition loaded up in the offseason.
Lots of player movement this season, but none bigger than what's going on with the St. Louis Ambush. Frank Tayu signs with the Ambush this season along with his brother Uzi, along with many other pieces that have made the Ambush the offseason champs. Playoffs is the bare minimum for St. Louis this year.
For the full list of player transactions, visit maslsoccer.com. But a few of these significant moves included Vinny Dantas to Utica, Guerrero Pino to KC, and Empire had a huge offseason, adding Defender of the Year Robert Palmer, among others.
Can't talk about the offseason, too, without talking about the Empire Strikers. Marco Fabian is back for his second year, and they've totally rebuilt, too. New coach, new players. Again, another team where playoffs is the bare minimum.
The league has also realigned into a single division this season, which will make things even more exciting when it comes to the best teams making the playoffs.
Quick note, Monterey not back this year, but what it gives us is a beautiful 12-team single table, which opens up all sorts of possibilities come playoff time. We're not beholden to regions anymore, West versus East. Anyone can play anyone, and the matchups are endless.
And this is a very big deal. The league this week announced a new agreement with CBS Sports Golazo to air 40 MASL games this season.
Alex, this deal with Golazo is one of the most significant deals we've had in the 3+ years now that myself, Keith Tozer, and Shep Messing took over running the major arena soccer league. Golazo is not only a great network, but it's also a great soccer network. We were thrilled last year, starting off with a couple of games, getting a few more during the regular season. Then they took the playoffs, and to go from that to a 40-game regular season package, to me, that's amazing.
And that package will also include myself and producer Phil Levanco appearing every Monday night on Golazo with MASL Monday. We've only got 5 minutes here, so some other rapid-fire news to tell you about. The League All-Star Game will be held at the Adirondack Bank Center in Utica February 12th. Onua Obasi will be the new coach for the Empire Strikers. Eddie Buskerich was recently named the new head coach of the Texas Outlaws. And the San Diego Sockers have a new home as they will begin life in the gorgeous new Front Wave Arena. Producer Phil has some brave predictions for the season ahead.
So we all love predictions, right? You want to hear some predictions from me? Sure. Frank Tayu's going to win MVP. He's going to be the Golden Boot winner, which means he's going to be the MVP. Oh, and a Ron Newman Cup winner you're asking for. I've got San Diego over the Savage. No 3-peat for Chihuahua.
We shall see, Phil. Now, for opening weekend, 2 games, both featuring St. Louis and Kansas City. It's the Battle of Missouri. Last season, very different results for these squads. KC finished 3rd in the East and made it all the way to the league final, while St. Louis missed the playoffs entirely. Head-to-head last year, it was the Comets dominating, taking 5 of the 6 games that they played each other. But as mentioned, St. Louis made some serious moves in the offseason, adding the Tayu brothers, Dylan Hundelt, and Mo Ndiaye. They mean business, while KC will try to take the next step this year. They bring back Cole Golden Boot winner Zach Reget, re-signed Nacho Flores and Lucas Souza, and added defender Guerrero Pino from San Diego. And that is going to wrap up this week's show. But just a reminder to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the MASL all throughout the season. Be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
Hail, alma mater, we sing to thee. Thy name forever a guiding light shall be.
Strong as an oak tree, thy name shall never fail.
To thee, alma mater.
Hail, Park, hail. We are. We are. We are.
We are.
MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on X. We're back here at Silverstein Ice Center's field at Cable Dahmer Arena. Eric Bergrud with Nick Vassos and Lux Comets on the power play. Nick.
120 to be exact, Eric. 120 to be exact. Comets with a one-man advantage now on the power play. Comets moving left to right, trailing St. Louis by a score of 3-2. Right side for Tetzane. Into the corner to Zach Reger, who shoots, and Paulo makes a good save. William Esque, able to put a right foot into it and kick it back to the Comets half. Ejimado off his line to steer it back to Nacho. 50 seconds, 5-0 on the advantage for KC. Leo Acosta sends it right side, Tetzane. One touch, fires one in there. That one deflected wide. Someone lost a shoe. Now driven back in there and then kicked away. Looks like maybe Christian Briggs lost his shoe, but he's got it back on again. So he's got a full set of treads on there now. That's like Will Niamse, excuse me. Right side it comes for Tetzane. Tetzane.
Not the ball he wanted to deliver. Easy collection there for Paulo.
Steve, what section is over?
10 seconds on the advantage. Maybe the Comets have one more chance here. 7 seconds. Zach Riggett, front and center for Acosta. Down to the corner to Marquez. Marquez tried to go top shelf. Over to Reggett. Penalty is over. Both teams at even strength. Here comes the counter by St. Louis. Trying to pass up to Tayu, who cannot catch up with it. Good pass there by Niamse. Ball comes off the boards. Tetzane is there. He'll slow it down, put on the brakes, and the Comets will go for changes.
He needed a line change. A few other players needed a line change. Good opportunity out of the penalty box for Tayu. The ball went in between his feet, but that's one of the most dangerous opportunities in indoor soccer is when the player gets out of the penalty box and they automatically have an odd man rush there coming the other side of the field.
Here's Nacho against the boards to Marquez. Marquez far side shot. Off the mark, rebound shot, no good, and back to St. Louis. Good opportunity there for Comets, who could not put it on the target. Just underway here in the second half. St. Louis leading 3-2. St. Louis trying to level their record at 1-1. Eric?
Subscribe today to MASL TV on YouTube. You'll find game rebroadcast, MASL shows, highlights, and more.
Comets are 9-5 in home openers since 2010. A perfect 4-0 against St. Louis. Comets won the season series with St. Louis last year, winning 5 of 6 games. Comets send it into the left wing corner. Rebound comes out front and center to Marcel Berry, who turns and fires, and Paulo goes down to make the save. Berry trying to gather his own rebound, battling with Tristan Austin. Paulo comes up to knock it away. Now a bicycle just floats in front of the goal mouth. A whistle and a foul is called. Dangerous play there on Marcel Berry.
Marcel Berry trying to score in consecutive games against his former team, St. Louis Ambush.
Oh, almost got the bike.
Marcel, one of 3 former Ambush players on this Comets roster. There's a long history of players bouncing between Kansas City and St. Louis and indoor soccer going back to 1981, wow. Nick. In fact, this is the 167th regular season game between Kansas City and St. Louis indoors since that year.
How about that? Trading possessions near the half line. Ejimado comes up to hand it over to Pino. Pino plays it into open space on the blue turf. Tetsane double team, able to get out of that. Now here come the Comets up the middle to Acosta. Could not settle it. And we've got a whistle and a foul called against John A. of the ambush. So the Comets are going to get it here with 11:24 to play in the third and a restart opportunity just inside the yellow line. Nacho comes back onto the floor. He'll trigger the restart. He's got Tetsane to his right and Leo Acosta, who's got both hands on top of the dasher boards. A skip pass over to Reagan, who sends a missile just above the crossbar. Rebound all the way back to Nacho, who lets it roll into Ejimado. Ejimado sends it long, one hop off the turf and then out of bounds.
MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Check it out like I do just about every day. In fact, it's one of my favorites on my laptop. MASLsoccer.com.
Niamsi trots it up for the ambush, who lead 3-2 here in Kansas City. St. Louis trying to win their first road game in over a year. Niamsi rolls it forward to Tristan Austin, who had a goal in the first half, goes off the boards. Pino sends that one to the half line. Niamsi was there to get it to Paulo, right up to Almeida, but it rolls through to Ejimado.
Ambush wanted a foul on Pino. Referees didn't see it that way.
Mikey Lennis picks up the ball from the left, dribbles it into the middle of the field. Away from the goal, back to Pino. Now Acosta had it poked away by Dylan Hundelt. Comets trying to go 2-0 on this young MASL season. There'll be a full slate of games next weekend, including Kansas City at Milwaukee.
Right here on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
Right. Reggett turns and fires and he scores again! Zach Reggett! Oh no, Zach Reggett. Reggett scores his second goal, but I'm not sure Zach is going to be able to continue in this one. That's his left ankle, which he had been nursing coming into this game. Zach told me before the game that he was not going to miss the home opener. And had it been in any other part of the season, I have a feeling that Zach may have sat it out, but he did not want to miss this game, and it looks like he may have re-injured that ankle sprain. The trainer is out there. Sean Dumers is out there attending to Zach, who's in significant pain after that goal.
Mentioned at the onset about what a competitor he was. He was the captain on Friday night. He is up on his feet. Good sportsmanship by JT and Paulo to help him up. He'll absolutely want to play if he can. In the Comets lineup, they do have forward options if he can't, including Junior Kazim. I expect to see Reggett back, Nick.
He is... that's very tender. He is such a big part of this Comets offense. And it really is incredible that he was even able to go tonight. He scored 2 goals, and that one had a whistle on it. It was humming in there really good.
He absolutely did not try to protect his ankle when he took that shot. He hit it hard, and he felt it afterwards. We talked about Tayu and Reggett at the beginning of the game, and both have delivered for their respective teams. It got really quiet here with that Reggett injury. See if Comets fans get back into this game. Another assist for Tetsane, too.
5 seconds in the third quarter. Reagan from Tetsane at 5:05.
Meanwhile, at the other end, Comets on offense. Nacho into Rion, who heels it back to Vandegrift. Vandegrift making a deep run from his defender position. Vandegrift will leave it for Marquez. Marquez moving to his right. He shoots, and another goal! Kansas City goal! It is Ramon Palmer from Rion Marquez. Comets have their first lead of the game. It's 4-3.
Rion Marquez is going to say this was a pass all the way. Sometimes in indoor soccer, it's better to be the right place at the right time. Vandegrift drops it for Marquez. Marquez sees Tayu there. He's like, I can take you. Shoots it. Oh, that was a pass. Ramon Palmer redirected it backdoor. Nobody on him. 4-3 Comets. We talked all of last season, Nick, about the Comets' struggles in the third quarter. They came out strong this third quarter. Something they knew about. They had challenges in the fourth quarter in some games last year, but clearly at halftime, Lux asked, you're going to make some adjustments. They absolutely made some adjustments at halftime.
Here's Dylan Hundel with a chance. That's been the key for St. Louis tonight. Whenever the Comets have scored, they have responded in a hurry. They nearly did again there with Dylan Hundel, just missing.
Time of the goal, 5 minutes and 45 seconds in the third period. Palmer from Marquez at 5:45.
Here's Mikey Lennis. Lennis now moving to his right. He gets through a couple of defenders, lays it off to Marquez, who tried to go far post to Tetsane. And now back the other way comes the ambush. William Eske able to avoid a couple of red jerseys and plays it near side for Almeida. 8.5 to play in the third. Comets now leading 4-3.
Looking at the Comets bench, it looks like maybe a new tape job for Zach Reggett. We'll see if he gets back in.
Here's the king, Tayu. On back to William Eske, then to Almeida. Paulo. Back over to Lucas. St. Louis taking their time. Now they'll play it forward to Thomas. Thomas, who's went to the ground there, looking for a call from Kyle Atkins, one of our officials. Did not get one, obviously.
I think it's fair to say that Godard Pino is one of the more physical defenders in the MASL. That's two calls that St. Louis ambush bench wanted, didn't get.
Here's Leo Acosta. Good defensive play there by Almeida down on the log roll to block that one from Acosta. Ambush. And Tayu. He lost the handle. The Comets take it back on the referee's crease. Now Acosta going forward, whistles one in there, and rebound header, save again by Paulo. A third time off the crossbar, oh my. In the corner again, Nacho trying to turn and fire. That one blocked, that one sent along the glass, and Paulo. How active is Paulo in front of his goal? Ball ricochets down into the corner. Tayu picks it up, and here come the ambush. Comets with 4 chances there in about 30 seconds, and they come up empty. .6:36 to play in the third. 4-3 KC. William Eske of the ambush, racing by one defender. Can't get the ball past Tetsane, who goes down. Ramon Palmer picks it up, plays it out to the Comet yellow line, and it's picked off there by the ambush, but taken right back by the Comets. Junior Kazim is now into the game. We should see more from him while Zach is getting taped up. Mikey Lennis chasing the ball back to his keeper, Ejimadu, who plays it out to Acosta. Acosta's got some space. Acosta shoots, and Acosta scores! Comets goal! It's a 2-goal lead, KC. And the kid from Chicago gives the Comets a 2-goal lead.
But where did this all start with Ejimadu? Questions about his footwork. That's his second assist here. Check it out on the replay, Nick. Ejimadu, just an easy pass to a wide open Acosta, and Acosta's like, if nobody's going to come get me, I'm not afraid to shoot. He went low this time, across the body. Really difficult for the goalkeeper to stretch the other way. 5-3 Comets.
There it is. Ejimadu, his second assist of the game for a goalkeeper. Kansas City leads 5-3. Stay with us.
The Adirondack Apartments, the brand new apartment and townhome community, is now open in Independence and is the exclusive housing partner of your Kansas City Comets. Discover modern luxury living, from stainless steel appliances to resort-style swimming pool. The Adirondack Apartments has everything you need to live the life you deserve. Stop by or visit us on the web to schedule a tour of your brand new luxury home. The Adirondack Apartments.
We know a place where you can drop your bags and relax your mind. It's a place where you can unwind and unplug while staying connected, where having a lot on your plate is a good thing. And 5:30 Kickback is all about kicking back. Yeah, we know a place. And we know you'll love it too. Drury Hotels. Travel happy.
All right, let's head back down to the field here and check in with Lux as we look at this replay here. Lux?
Absolutely incredible to see our Kansas City Comets finally getting into what Stefan Stokic was talking about at halftime. He wanted to see better passing, and he wanted to see strength up front in the offense, and that's what we're getting. Exciting second half.
Thanks, Lux. Speaking of exciting, the MASL All-Star Game is headed to Utica, New York on February 12, 2025. Follow the MASL on social media for updates on tickets, rosters, and more. Love Utica. Was there for a playoff game, Nick, last season. What a great place to watch a game. It's going to be fantastic for the All-Star Game.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, 5:53 left to play here in the third. The Comets have scored 3 straight to take a 2-goal lead here in the latter stages of the third. Still have not seen Zach Reggett return to the field. We are looking at the bench right now. I don't believe I see him on the bench. We'll keep an eye on it and try to give you as many updates as we can. Here's Marcel Berry with some open space. Berry moves to his right, and a foul.
Simple foul on Almeida. See if Nacho gets out here for this free kick, and he does. Berry, that first step. I think Coach Stokic would want him to take a shot there, go just a half a second faster. Try to score again against his former team.
So 3 men in the wall for St. Louis. Flicked back for Acosta. And that one deflected out. Comets trying to hold it in, pinballing around, and St. Louis able to get it out of their last third. Kansas City has 2 players back. It deflects back to Ejimadu. He'll play it long, and Eske volleyed it right out of bounds. Didn't want to do it. William kind of mad at himself that he knocked it out of bounds, so it goes back to Kansas City.
A clap for Ejimadu from Coach Stokic on there. A lot of goalkeepers you'll see when they have pressure on them, they'll put the ball out of play, setting up a restart for the other team. Ejimadu has kept all his passes on the field so far tonight. So there may be questions about his footwork compared to Neto, but 2 assists so far. He's having another quality start here for the Kansas City Comets.
And here he is from Minneapolis, Minnesota. He picked up his first MASL win Friday night. Acosta with some nifty footwork, backs it out, plays it left side Tetsane. Tetsane has had another banger here in the first half.
Zach Reggett standing up on the bench, Nick.
I see him. Over to the near side to Nacho. Nacho uses the boards to play it up. William Eske steps up. Now Araujo, he loses it. Paulo comes out to knock it free. St. Louis avoids any potential trouble there with a pass up to Tristan Austin, who plays it forward to Varela. Then on back to Niamsi. Almeida to Varela. Julio Varela. Almeida. Now far side for Niamsi, and then eventually back to Paulo. Paulo right up Main Street, off the boards to Tayu. Tayu with a couple of soul rolls off the boards, and an own goal goes in off of Acosta.
It's an indoor goal. Those are two of them for Tayu. You know, they all count. And the King has returned. Watch this again. Started with Paulo in the back. Tayu. I guess you call that a Wallace scorer if it goes off the defender? I'd say yeah.
Yeah, probably. It goes off the wall.
Yep.
It's a score.
They all count.
Wallace
5-4. St. Louis will not go away. And that was the Frank Tayu St. Louis expected. And look who's back out on the field, Nick. Zach Reggett.
Vandegrift with the ball. Reggett right in front of the defender. Trying to slide one over to Mikey Lennis. Lennis pokes the ball from behind. Everybody giving chase in the corner. Tetsane's there out in front of the goal trying to heel it back. And Paulo makes the save.
Reggett's struggling a little bit running off, but he has a defensive runner. Andreas who's going to take part of his shifts, part of the strategy here in Kansas City.
That was a shorter shift for Zach. Maybe that'll be the way that it goes for the rest of this game. Tayu and Vandegrift and Andreas get tangled up and a foul called on Christian. Tayu slow to get up. Tayu is back up and within the 15 seconds, so he'll stay in the game.
Yeah, and people may question two deflections. Tayu gets credit for both goals, but he has a way. He knows where to put the ball in the right place. Four-time MVP. Clearly a legend of the game.
13 seasons of professional indoor soccer, and he is a wise and talented player.
Did I say legend of the game? He also played for the Las Vegas Legends. I didn't even try to be punny on that either.
Couple of minutes left here in the third. Comets hanging on to a one-goal lead. Barry loses the handle, and St. Louis with some pressure now from Kansas City on Paulo. This is Niamsi. Back to Almeida. He finally kicks it long. Vandegrift is there for the Comets. Chad back to Ejimadu. Here comes Tayu with some pressure. Ejimadu out to the half line, right to Niamsi. So a giveaway there by the Comets. And with 1:39 left to play in the third, St. Louis will press forward. John A. on over to Almeida. Into the corner. Vandegrift steps in front of Tayu. And Chad lofts one high, and it lands in the center circle near that iconic Comet logo. And bounds into Paulo. Paulo underhands to Eske. John A.
Good step by Acosta.
Here comes Acosta back the other way. He'll stop on the referee's crease and wait for things to get set up. Acosta with some really good footwork there on over to Vandegrift. Zach Reggett comes back on. Mikey Lennis has the ball. Forward it goes to Tetsane. Under a minute to play here in the third. Lennis front and center for Acosta. Right side Lennis. Acosta with 40 seconds on the third quarter clock. Pino forward to Tetsane. Tetsane by Tristan Austin. And
Araujo, I'll give you that one.
Thank you.
U.S. futsal team member.
Oh, now Tetsane and Araujo having a few choice words.
It's not like this has never happened in a Kansas City St. Louis indoor soccer game. Or always something here.
Drive by Acosta.
Mentioned that there's three former ambush players on this team. Chad Vandegrift, Zach Reggett, and Marcel Berry.
Yep.
a long history of players going back and forth, including former broadcaster Ty Keogh, who was JP Delacamera's partner in the good old days.
How about that? 25 seconds left in the third. And I'm going to have a
trivia question?
I'm going to have one for you when we come back after this break.
I'll have to get my trivia face ready there for you, Nick.
Since we're talking all things KC and St. Louis, we're going to dig into it. Here's Acosta, 14 seconds left. Acosta sends it down to Nacho. Now Acosta loses it. Gets it to Niamsi. Here's Niamsi down the side, off the boards. Taiyu, shot save! Ejimadu as the horn sounds. Wow!
And Taiyu wanted the ball differently. He's like, put it down on my feet, I'll score a goal.
Wow!
And Ejimadu came up big to preserve 5-4 lead.
All right, that's the end of the third. We've got a good one going here in Kansas City. At the end of three, Kansas City leads at 5-4 over the St. Louis Ambush.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
This is Kansas City. This is my town. What happens here matters to me. You're my neighbors, and when one of my neighbors gets hurt, I want to help. If you're hurt in Kansas City, I've got this.
Call 816-888-7500.
Clear vision is so important for everything I do, on and off the field. I'm Zach Reggett, forward for the Kansas City Comets. We are super excited to partner with Silverstein Eye Centers as the official eye care provider for the Kansas City Comets.
I'm Dr. Steve Silverstein. We would love to show you what eye care should be. Please call us to schedule an appointment or visit our website at silversteineyecenters.com.
Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on X. I was checking out the work of the MASL social team during that third quarter break, showing a few bangers, including Lucia Tetsane's goal. They've been doing a great job of putting clips like immediately after they score. They pull them down from the broadcast. So if for some reason you're out of the room, you miss a goal, make sure you follow MASL on social media because you will see a clip of what you just missed.
And we've been talking about St. Louis celebrating the 30th anniversary of their NPSL title in 94-95. And during that year, the team was coached by Daryl Duran, of course, and the team went 30-10 with players like Mark Mosier, Joe Reiniger, Steve Maurer, Steve Coons, Kevin Hundelt, who we've talked a lot about today, and our old friend Jamie Swanner was in goal. Trivia for you, Mr. Berggrup. What player from that 1994-95 team would also win another NPSL title in 96-97 with the Kansas City Attack?
Was it Jeff Davis?
I see. I knew you'd get it right even before I even finished the question. You would be correct. It is Jeff Davis, of course, the brother of Brad Davis, U.S. national team member.
It's not like I knew what the answer was. It was. I'll tell you what I did. I was studying.
You were looking at the same thing I was, yeah.
I was studying the stats for prepping for this game. The fact that you had two former Kansas City Indoor players who were on that team. You mentioned Jamie Swanner, assistant coach, goalkeeper coach for the current Ambush, whose number is retired in the family arena. You have Kevin Hundelt, whose son is playing today. And so a lot of connections between both teams. And we mentioned John Klein, the college coach of three current Comets. He played for both Kansas City Comets, and then he played for St. Louis Ambush too. And so a lot of connections between these two. The rivalry gets a little bit more intense because players bounce between teams, and we're getting ready for fourth quarter action.
St. Louis has the ball. They're going to move it left to right, and here we go. Comets clinging to a 1-goal lead, but St. Louis has answered every single time. Let's see what happens now. Andreas, he shoots one from the left wing, and that one comes off the glass. Rebound is fought for and won by Kansas City. Well, headed towards Marcel Berry, who leaves it for Andreas. Leading Tetsane, who goes off the boards. A shot by Berry is blocked by William Esquet. Now another ball off the boards. That one rolls through the area, and a collective groan from the crowd. We've got a whistle, and this one's going to go
against Tetsane.
Yeah, Tetsane.
Brian Miller. Not to be confused with Brian Martin. Brian Miller, who's a great guy, by the way. Always love chatting with him when he comes to Kansas City. He has a great sense of humor, too. And he was the trailing official on that call.
Director of Officials Ryan Sigich has yet to team up Brian Martin and Brian Miller together.
He actually has done it once in Tacoma.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yep.
But never in Kansas City. I wonder why.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, probably wouldn't go well in the broadcast, would it? Here's Lennis. Mikey to Nacho. That one looks like it deflected off of St. Louis. No, that's going to.
It's off of Kansas City. Be free kick. Or off of St. Louis, free kick, Kansas City. Heard from Ryan Sigich before the game, and we saw him during the playoffs. He came into the booth to help us out on some of the more technical aspects of the calls during the championship series right here on CBS Sports Golazo. Seems like forever ago. May?
It does, yeah. I loved it. It was great insight as to what goes through an official's mind when they're looking at plays, looking at replays. A lot more goes into it than you would think here. How many we got in the building tonight?
How many do we have? 5,121. The Comets led the MASL in attendance the last two seasons, off to a strong start again tonight.
Here's Taiyu in the corner. In the final frame, Comets a 1-goal lead. Tetsane picks up the loose ball, cannot carry it far enough. Held in by the ambush. Christian Briggs with one touch. Comets able to wrestle it away. Poked back in there by James Thomas, JT, and it goes out of bounds, and Kansas City will have it. There's the third member of our crew, Drew Klemp. 3-man officials for the first 2 home games for every team. Here's Zach Reggett. He's got a really tender left ankle. Briggs was there giving him the business. Comets maintain possession. Forward to Ramon Palmer. Turns, faces. Now ducks inside in the middle. Still loose out front. And a
regular foul. This is not going to be a penalty kick, just a regular foul. Inside the box.
So we'll spot it right at the top of the arc.
Yellow card on Paulo. We're going to see a goalkeeper change here.
Oh, boy.
At least it looked like you called it on Paulo. Well, it looks like it was Esquet. There were a couple players who were yelling at that point. See the replay here. A little bit of manhandling in the box, and there are 2 kind of fouls in the box, Nick. One does not result in a penalty kick, and that's what we saw right here.
So yellow card does not result in a power play. Both teams remain at even strength, 5v5 plus goalkeepers.
But you have the captain out for 5 minutes, which will definitely hurt the ambush here.
Nacho and a timeout.
It's always a good time for a timeout, especially in a situation like this. You have an opportunity to take a look at that St. Louis defense, see how you're going to set up the play. Zach Reggett not 100%. You know he'll still want the ball, but I'm sure they'll have a conversation in terms of what's the first look, what's the second look, what's the third look for Nacho. Reggett, he could be on crutches and he's going to still want the ball. He's still going to want to pound it there.
Well, since we're in a timeout here, I don't know if maybe we could throw up that full screen of what the playoffs are going to look like this year.
Yeah, I wonder if we could do this. There's been a little bit of chatter. The league announced yesterday, right?
Yeah.
About the playoff format for 24-25. Take a look at this here. It's going to be hosted at the beautiful new Front Wave Arena in San Diego. The top 8 teams will make the playoffs, and they're going to be seated like they are at the end of the regular season, 1 through 8. On Friday, the 1 and 2 seeds will play 7 and 8. On Saturday, 4 will play 5, 3 will play 6. So theoretically, you get an extra day of rest if you're a 1 or 2 seed and don't get upset. On Sunday the 6th, the 2 remaining teams, the highest seeded team versus the lowest seeded team, the second highest seeded team versus the second lowest seeded team, based on where they wound up. The 2 winners will then play in the championship series, a best-of-3 series at the arenas of those 2 teams. And so I know that there were a lot of opinions over the weekend. I might have shared a few comments on social media.
Yeah.
I think the league's excited about this, and ultimately you're going to want to play yourself now into you'd want to be in a 1 or 2, but a 3 or 4 at bare minimum to get a better chance.
Here's Nacho, top of the arc, goes to the corner looking for Reggett, broken up nicely by the ambush. And then Paulo plays it long for Araujo.
Look at Austin go back post here. He's open.
Araujo, and a good play by Nacho to break that one up. Front and center Varela, then back to Almeida. 12.5 to play in the game. 5-4 Kansas City. Yeah, I can see some positives with the playoff format. Your dates are set in stone, and only one team is going to play the Sockers in their home building. Right?
That's assuming Sockers make the top 8, Nick.
I should have expected you to say something snarky like
Everybody
that.
has 24 games to play, except for these 2 teams, which have already played. So let's let the season age a little bit.
Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome. That's why I'm here.
Under 12 to play. 1 goal lead by KC. Frank Tayu's got a pair of goals tonight. So does Zach Reggett. Here's Tayu, top of the arc. Down to Varela. Varela sends it in. Ejimadu swats it away partially and then gathers up the rebound. Reggett still battling through a very tender left ankle. Now Acosta. Ooh, that one almost got away from Ejimadu. Forward up to Mikey Lennis. Now across to Tetsane, and a foul is called on Varela.
Just heard from our colleague Art Kramer, who will be on the call next week on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Share what he said in just a minute.
Here's Lennis. Leaves it from Marquez. Rion to Vandegrift. The St. Louis native leaves it for Tetsane. Now near side it comes to Rion once again. Rion trying to go through. It gets the ball back. Rion still going through. It falls down and a foul is called. That one's going to go against John A.
Drew Klemp was right there to call that. John A's like, what am I supposed to do against Marquez? We'll see this here. Good entry pass there from Tetsane. Winner to go toe poke.
Oh, yeah. Spun him around.
That actually was Tristan Austin, not on the foul call. Not John A. Comets already called that timeout. They still have one more. Wouldn't expect them to use it here.
Costa. Oh, he hit Marquez. He wasn't ready. Now he got through. Shot and bouncing around. Save made by Paulo. That one had fans on the edge of their seat. John A. on up to Tayu. And back to Varela. Varela shoots, and that one blocked out of bounds. Who got that one? Was that Nacho?
That was Nacho. Came up big. Good opportunity here for St. Louis. You occasionally see teams call timeout on corner kicks. Might be an interesting opportunity to think about this play, but they go fast.
Through the box, and a shot just above the crossbar. That one from Araujo.
Paulo with the ball on his feet. We saw him play quasi-6 attacker the other day. Seen him score goals as 6 attacker here in Kansas City.
Here's Barry weaving his way through the midfield, deflected over to Reggett, looking forward for Marquez, held in by Tetsane. And
no call.
2 players go down. No call. Varela out with the ball, and here comes St. Louis. Left to right across the half line. Forward to Taiyu in the corner.
Mismatch here with Lennis.
Taiyu away from the goal, back to Dylan Hundelt. Over to Thomas. JT touches it to Hundelt. 9.5 to play in the game. The wall pass there, picked up by Andreos. Christian back up on his feet. St. Louis will control. This is Austin. Correction, John Eske. Eske, he moves to his right and double teamed, and the ball taken away. Lennis goes down, and finally a foul called on the ambush. That'll go against Almeida.
St. Louis foul for 5, Eske.
Correction, Eske is the guilty party on the foul.
So it was a little bit of a one-sided affair Friday night. Absolutely back and forth tonight.
Here's Marquez. He thought Ramon was going to go one way. Ramon went the other. And so that gives the ball back to the ambush. Now they're deep in their own territory, and the Comets are trying to win the ball back, and it looks like they may have done so. Marquez has it now. Now front and center for Pino. Left side, Acosta. Acosta dribbles around Caritas. Leaves it for Palmer. Ramon front and center to Pino. Right side, Nacho. 8:36 to play in the game. 5-4 KC. Pino on up to Marquez. Bumped from behind. Marquez still going forward. The big Brazilian double team down in the corner. And the ball taken away by Tristan Austin. Up to John A. John A to Caritas down the right side. Pino's right in front of him for the Comets. Now looking for a post for Taiyu. And the Comets read that one perfectly. And then Zach Drury knocks down Pino in a foul call.
Pino doing his best Kim Rundtvedt impression. If you feel like you get fouled, fall on the ball and grab it. The referee's going to have to call something. Seen that many times in Kansas City. You might have seen it a few times when you called his games with the attack.
Oh, yeah. Here's a header. On over to Drury. Drury sends it to the far side. Picked up there. Here comes Lucas Almeida, who shoots, and a tremendous save by Ejimadu to preserve the Comets' lead. And a pass nearly picked off. Drew and Mikey Lennis both give chase. Drew is able to feed it back to Paulo. Paulo over to Austin. Austin's pass finds Eraju. Now back to Austin. Austin down the left side. He shoots. Ejimadu, a save again. And here's Andreos. A challenge flag has come out.
They want a handball. So this will be an opportunity to review this for the referees. If you're not familiar with the video review system in MASL, we'll take a look here, actually, see if we can see something on this play. Tetsane gives the ball up. Ejimadu is going to come. Oh, that's going to be Ejimadu's save, but we'll see if they show us the play that came afterwards where he's.
Yeah, there's the save.
There's the save. See if we'll catch this later. They're going to want to look at the subsequent play and whether Ejimadu handled the ball intentionally outside the box. So Brian Miller with the whole crew, Kyle Atkins, Drew Klemp taking a look at this from their monitor. We'll see if we can get a look at it ourselves here. Here's MASL video review. So Paulo plays the ball. Well, let's try this one more time.
Yep. All right, just a little patience here. We're trying to get the play framed up and ready to go.
Let's see if we can see it this time. Here we go. There's the ball outside the box. He definitely sat on the ball. Question is whether there's an intentional handball too. So let's take a look. Stop the ball there. Oh, I see it hitting his pants. See right there, stop.
Right there.
And his left hand is up in the air. His right hand is bracing him down.
Okay.
Let's see if Drew Klemp has a decision here. Actually, we're going to hear from Brian Miller. Denied the call.
Okay.
And
So
in fact, that was more, no, it didn't happen, not it was inconclusive. So that was one of the rule changes we were going to talk about. There's a new wrinkle in video review. And we'll come back after media timeout.
All right, we will do just that. We'll go to break, Eric, and we'll talk about that play coming up in the new rule here. 7:13 to play. Comets, a 1-goal lead.
From new guys to the veterans, even this guy. At Community America, every member feels like a star.
Disagree with a call tonight? You might just see it on the MASL's most controversial show under review with Phil Labanco and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich. Catch it every Friday on YouTube. Before the break, Nick, we were talking about the change on the video review. This year now, if you successfully win your challenge, you can get the flag back for a second time, which in regulation, that was an adjustment to the rule from last season. And there's always, speaking of under review, always controversy, always fans who have their thoughts about individual calls. And Ryan Sigich is a good sport about it every week. Check it out this Friday on YouTube.
Action back underway. 7 minutes to play in the game as Yamadu kicks it long and out of bounds. Comets are on the road next weekend, and you can see that game on CBS Sports Golazo. It is the Comets in Milwaukee to run with the Wave on Saturday, December 7th, 6:05. Our friends Tom Wynn and Art Kramer will have the call for you there. It'll be Milwaukee's home opener, and it's always a good one between Milwaukee and Kansas City. Meantime, the Ambush are going to have a couple of weeks break here. Here's a shot by Eske, saved by Ejimadu. Scrambles back on his line, and the Comets trying to get free, and yep, there's Ejimadu. He pounces on the ball. So St. Louis will have a 2-week break. Their next game will be at home on the 15th of December to take on Milwaukee at 2:05.
You mentioned Art Kramer. He's an original Comet from St. Louis, so he knows a little something about this rivalry, but he didn't want me to talk about him. He mentioned Pat McBride. Pat McBride, a St. Louis legend who wound up being a coach at Kansas City, was the coach that got the Comets into their first playoff series, I think in
back in the day,
1982-83. There's a weird trivia question. The team that they beat to clinch their first ever playoff spot was none other than the Los Angeles Lasers, so go figure.
Your LA Lasers. .636 to play. It's been a tight one. That's a 3-line violation. And they'll bring it back towards the St. Louis yellow line.
A little bit of an unforced error opportunity for the Comets on the yellow line to set up Nacho again. Zach Reggett's like, just give me the ball. Zach Reggett will set out wide right. Leo Acosta on the near side here.
Nacho over to Leo. And a handball called against Dylan Hundell. Kyle Atkins was there to make the call.
Slid down. Easy call there.
Nacho behind the ball once again from Santiago, Chile. Nacho with a drive, out one high, barely missed.
Maintain possession.
Reggett trying to volley it past the defender, Hundell. Tetsane had it on his shoelaces and then kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with KC.
So this is where Kansas City has to be really careful. St. Louis loves to counter Kansas City. When they have Reggett out there, when they lose the ball, it's going to force him a lot to pivot on that ankle and get back on defense. So it'll be interesting to see how they play defensive runner the rest of this fourth quarter.
Marquez using his big body to shield away defenders. Uncorked the shot, just barely missed. It'll stay with the Comets. Under 6 to play now. Comets leading by 1. Ambush. Have not seen Duduka Carvalho out there in a while since the first half. Here's Acosta. Back to Pino, over to Lennis, and then back to Ejimadu. Ooh, that was really close for him, knocking it in his own goal. Up the far touchline to Reggett. Reggett and those orange boots leaves it for Leo. Acosta forward to Pino. Now on up to Reggett at the target position. Here's Reggett turning over to Acosta. He scoots and scores! Leo Acosta! His second goal. What an assist by Zach Reggett. And the Comets extend their lead to 2 goals at 6-4.
Zach Reggett helped recruit Leo Acosta to the Comets, and they combined for this goal. Entry pass from Acosta to Reggett, and Acosta just followed that initial pass in. Nobody followed Acosta. He went across the body again, nothing that Paulo could do. He was trying to guard near post.
Acosta already has 4 goals on the season. It's now 6-4. 5:15 left to play.
And Leo Acosta named as one of the players to watch a couple weeks ago on Goals and Boards by Brad Crossley, so he's feeling it right now.
Scoring for your Kansas City Comets, his 4th goal of the season, his 2nd goal of the evening, scored by number 17, Leo Acosta. His goal assisted by number 8, Zach Reggett.
Here comes Marcel Berry forward out to Ramon Palmer. Palmer shoots and Palmer scores! What a great pass from, is that from Marcel Berry?
That was from Marcel Berry.
Boy, he threaded
He's
the
had a
needle
weekend,
there.
hasn't he? And
He
that's
sure has.
2 goals for Ramon Palmer. Berry just carries. He saw Ramon make the run behind him. Ramon got Paulo to commit on the ground. Easy tap, and once Paulo had to go down, 7-4 Comets.
7-4 Comets, just like that. Some breathing room if you're a Kansas City Comet fan.
So 2 things about last year's Comets team that went to the MASL championship and came up just short. One is this team is faster, and they realized that they needed to get a little bit more pace on this team, and this team is deeper than the team that made that deep run last year. You bring in a Marcel Berry in the midfield, and then you have those rookies from last year in their second year, most notably Leo Acosta. This is a team that wants to run. This is a team that wants to compete. This is a team that's built to go deep in the MASL in 24-25.
So, if you're picking at the 3 stars of the game,
I'm thinking Leo Acosta looks really good.
At number 1.
I think, I'll tell you what, Ejimadu's had another big game, but I don't see, I look how you split it. So it would be very easy just to look at the scoreboard. So like Tayu has 2 goals, let's just give to him. Ramon Palmer has 2 goals. But for me, the star for the Comets this whole weekend has been Leo Acosta. So, I have to vote, right?
Yes, you do.
You reminded me I have to vote. I think I'll be putting him number one star on my ballot here, Nick.
We had a chance to talk to Coach
Zach Reggett, too.
Yeah. So, Leo Acosta, we talked to Stefan Stokic, and he said, look, this kid is still learning the game, but he's got all the talent to be one of the best players in the MASL. He's got that much talent.
And the story is he was playing in Chicago for former Kansas City indoor star Dino Dolevsky. And the Comets system works, huh?
Sure does. Mikey Lennis. Oh!
Handball outside the box.
Yep.
And that'll be a shootout opportunity. Be interesting to see who takes this. Reggett's like, I want it. Acosta wants it.
Clear.
Marquez
handball.
wants it. I think Reggett's given up. And there's an adjustment on this rule, too. So in recent years, shootout had been live, meaning that you had 5 seconds to score and then the game would continue if the ball didn't go in play. This is almost a reverse back to the old days where it was a 5 second shootout, and if either the ball goes in or it doesn't, ball is whistled dead immediately. And so that's another one of the rule changes here in 24-25.
Here's Jose Agaz coming into the game cold because Paulo is in the penalty box now. So here we go. He had a few words for Rian Marquez as he went by. Here's the shootout. If it goes in, the Comets lead by 4. Here's Marquez. He's been held scoreless tonight. Marquez, one touch, straight ahead. He shoots and buries it on the lower right-hand corner. The Comets now lead 8-4.
So it's tough when you have to come cold off the bench as a goalkeeper, as Ogaz did. Rian did really well. He opened up his hips there, gave himself a couple different scoring angles, decided to go to the goalkeeper's left. Nothing Ogaz could do. It's 8-4. Paulo's back out in his quasi-sixth attacker mode, and the universal I'm going to have a baby celebration with the ball inside his shirt for Rian Marquez, whose mother's birthday is today. Happy birthday, Mom.
Oh. Nice. 4 minutes and 22 seconds left to play. And the Comets now lead 8-4. Comfortable lead for Kansas City. Here's JT, James Thomas.
What a save.
And Jamanu somehow kept that one out from the back of the net. Wow. Ejimadu has been fantastic. And what a luxury for Coach Stefan Stokic to be able to have two keepers like Ejimadu and Neto. And I get the sense that Coach Stokic has no problem at all putting Ejimadu out there. He has full confidence in him as a goalkeeper.
He told us that in the post-game conference Friday night, Nick.
Yep.
That I don't care which goal he's in, we're going to play the same way. Paulo almost got himself one there, long distance.
Wouldn't be the first time that Paulo was scored on the blue turf.
It's a fact.
Here's Almeida. Left side for Lucas once again. Now down to the corner for Frank Tayu. Tayu darts back inside, pushed by Vandegrift. Both players go down, and a foul called on Vandegrift.
Vandegrift's a former Defender of the Year in this league, and as you mentioned on the start, Frank Tayu, 4-time MVP. Game sees game.
Here is Eske, and drives that one up and over, and a goalkeeper distribution coming up for Ejimadu and the Comets with 2:57 left to play in the game.
Nick Vasso's busy filling out his ballot here. I'll cover here. Ejimadu with the ball at his feet. Given away, but one back by Vandergriff. He's just going to send it down the field for Reggett if he can get past Hundelt. Paulo collects. Niamsi back to Hundelt.
All right.
Comets will drop a little bit. Niamsi gets the ball back. Hey, I did cover for you one game last year, partner, against
you did
UCFC.
We're like plug and play. You know what? We can just like cover for each other. I like that about our team. Two minutes left, and the fans are dancing in the stands. Comets a comfortable 4-goal lead. Looks like the Comets are going to go 2-0 on this young season. St. Louis will remain winless on the road and winless so far this season. But there are a lot of people out there that think that St. Louis, in the end, will be a playoff team. They are a much improved team from a season ago. There's no question about it. Here's JT by one defender, lays it off, and then a drive up and over the glass. Couldn't quite see. That might have been Varela. No, that was Thomas and Varela.
Timeout, Kansas City.
Huh.
You know, I say there's always a good time for a timeout, but a minute 43 left. I guess we'll keep it here, Nick. So for Kansas City, shades of last year off to a good start, but they have a huge matchup next Saturday in Milwaukee. And I know there's Wave fans watching us tonight on CBS Sports Golazo because I'm just getting pinged my phone by them. So one of the strongest rivalries in MASL, Kansas City and Milwaukee. They played each other a lot over the years. Once the ball gets kicked in, anything can happen. We've seen it all. We've seen come from behind victories like Kansas City a few years ago. You might recall that game, Nick.
Oh, yeah.
And we saw last year in the playoffs where Milwaukee in the same boat came from behind, playing sixth attacker almost all the way through the second half, and then ultimately losing to Kansas City in the playoffs last year. They'll be ready for Kansas City next Saturday.
Milwaukee 12-5 on home openers. Last year they beat the Ambush 2-1. And they are 26-13 all-time in home openers. You might remember last year, actually it wasn't St. Louis. Last year they lost the season home opener to the Flash in overtime, 5-4. That courtesy of Mr. Tom Wynn.
Yeah, but Milwaukee last year showed anything's possible. They went into they knocked out undefeated Monterey in the playoffs. What would have happened if they had won that game 2 here against Kansas City? Because they had a ton of momentum. This is a team that could have gone to the finals. They have so much talent on that roster. And we look forward to seeing that call next week right here on CBS Sports Golazo.
1:37 to play in the game. Junior Kazim is out there. He's from London, England, and he has been maybe one of the most patient players and has kept the best attitude. Here's Zach Drouet, by the way, one-on-one with Ejimadu, who comes off his line. He's able to kick it on over to Mikey Linus. Nice play there by Phillip. But Junior Kazim has had some visa problems, and he hasn't. Now, there's a shot by Apollo again. Junior Kazim making a bid for his first goal, but Kazim finally has cleared up all the visa issues. He's a full participant in practice now. He just has to find a way to get on the field because it is a competitive bunch out there.
Kansas City is going to challenge this up 4 goals with a minute left. This must be a rivalry game. Instead of like just letting it go, Coach Stokic dropped the flag. They wanted a handball on Paulo for handball outside the box. Looking at it live, I think he was inside the box, but we'll see what we can see in this replay here. And so just when you're St. Louis, you might think hitting the showers and getting on I-70 might feel pretty good right now. That's going to be delayed a little bit. Let's take a look right here.
Paulo, okay, so far so
there's
good.
No, if that's what they're looking at, there's no foul there on Paulo. That was a collision. It's right there on the handball. I think he's inside the box.
Yeah.
I think they wanted the handball. I think you're going to see that angle doesn't tell you a lot, This angle will tell you a lot. Let's take a look.
Okay, Paulo.
We'll bring the ball back. Shot from Kazim. Oh, look at his hand.
And
well, see, it doesn't hit his hand. It hits his arm. I think his arm is on the line, which is inside the box. So I bet you
I don't know if there's enough evidence.
I don't think so. Yep. And what he said, the call on the field stands. So not enough evidence. I think you're right there, partner. When I saw it live, I thought it was legal. When I saw it on the replay, where it hit his forearm was perpendicular or parallel with that white line, which means he was inside the box. So I think that's the right call.
63 seconds, and this one will be in the books.
Let's cap off this win with some pizzazz and some energy. Let's hear you, Comets fans.
Comets will have an opportunity to clinch the I-70 Cup here on December 28th. That's the next game in this series, and we'll have that game here live on CBS Sports Golazo.
Marquez with a chance right out front and sprayed it wide. "57 seconds left to play." Here comes Paulo. Comets eight-4 leaders over the St. Louis Ambush. Will Esque stops front and center, leaves it right side. Then back front and center for Paulo. Frank Tayu's had a pair of goals tonight. Now kick long here by Pino, and that one goes out of bounds.
Mentioned that game in Milwaukee. You talked earlier with Zach Reggett. His family's from Kenosha. The 262 crew will bring numbers like they do every time. Expect to see a lot of Zach Reggett and Comets fans up at UWM Panther Arena next Saturday.
Pretty cool thing Zach's doing too is he's giving back to his hometown in Kenosha, Wisconsin. A portion of the tickets that are sold to that game on Saturday will go towards the Kenosha Fire Department to help first responders, and so Zach doing his part, and I understand they have about 150 people already signed up, for tickets. So good on Zach Reggett and the Comets fans. The home crowd here going home happy. Comets come up with a victory here against their I-70 rivals. Final score 8-4 over St. Louis. Kansas City improves to 2-0, and St. Louis falls to 0-2. Both teams congratulate one another. A lot of respect between these two franchises and players who know one another very well. Nacho back after sitting out Friday's game because of point accumulation from last year. Standing by to hear from our player of the game, Leo Acosta, is going to talk with our Lux as soon as they are done congratulating each other. Guerrero Pino getting used to playing in a Comet uniform in the Comet system.
One Brands is donating $100 for a home goal.
Zach Reggett limping over to shake hands with the referees. You can tell that ankle's a little tender. He took that shoe off right away.
And again, a reminder that teddy bear toss, for every teddy bear toss, One Brands is donating an additional $5 to children in need. So get some teddy bears. They don't have to be super expensive.
Leo's gonna congratulate or talk to the referees real quick. There he is, and then they'll go over to Lux.
Lux did such a better job than I ever did at getting a player's attention, saying, "Hey, I'm going to interview you. Get over here on camera." Here's Lux with Leo Acosta.
Big ups to our player of the game, Leo Acosta, everybody! So far, absolute incredible weekend. Not only did you win your home opener, you win the suite for the weekend. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I mean, the team's giving me a lot of confidence. We're playing at our best. We had a really tough preseason. I mean, the coach put us through a lot, but, it prepared us for the first week, so I'm really glad we got 2 W's.
It's clearly worth it. You're leading the team already in goals with 2 in St. Louis and 2 here. What do you think contributed to those goals tonight?
I mean, I think it's just hard work, you know. I mean, everything is going my way, thankfully. So, I mean, I'm just grateful, you know.
Now, it's very loud in the Cable Dahmer Arena, almost the 7th man. Can you speak to the energy the fans gave you and how that brought it out of the team?
Oh, it's amazing here. I love playing here. Couldn't sleep last night, and I can't wait to be back.
Are you ready for the next game?
Excited. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Back to you, Nick and Eric. Congratulations, Leo.
All right, great job there by Lux and also by Leo Acosta. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we will wrap it up from Cable Dahmer Arena. Comets winners tonight. Final score 8-4 over the St. Louis Ambush on the MASL opening weekend. We'll be right back.
The Adirondack Apartments, the brand new apartment and townhome community, is now open in Independence and is the exclusive housing partner of your Kansas City Comets. Discover modern luxury living, from stainless steel appliances to resort-style swimming pool. The Adirondack Apartments has everything you need to live the life you deserve. Stop by or visit us on the web to schedule a tour of your brand new luxury home. The Adirondack Apartments.
Hail, alma mater, we sing to thee. Thy name forever a guiding light shall be.
Strong as an oak tree, thy name shall never fail.
To thee, alma mater.
Hail, Park Hail. We are. We are. We are.
We are.
With the one in there and almost deflected. Got it, a goal! It is Nacho! Comets win game 1. Out to Reddit. He does the game winner! For the Dudes and for the Zorg! And he
All right, we're back live inside Cable Dahmer Arena as we look at one former St. Louis Ambush player to another one right there, Marcel Berry and Zach Reggett. Zach was actually a Rookie of the Year in his first year of professional indoor soccer, and Marcel played his last 3 seasons in St. Louis. Comets winners 8-4. Partner, overall impressions of tonight's game for both teams.
St. Louis looked like they had enough to win. Kansas City made the right adjustments at halftime, and this was a team that was much faster. Their counterattack, their transition game worked so much better in the second half, and I think that you saw the quality of this team on display more so in the second half than you did the first.
Yep, and they're going to get a good challenge coming up next weekend as Kansas City travels up to take on the Milwaukee Wave. It's always a great matchup against the
arch
Wave.
rivals.
Yeah,
arch rivals. They love playing each other.
From one rival to another. St. Louis, meanwhile, will have a couple of weeks to get healthy and to get ready for their next match, which will be on December the 15th against the Milwaukee Wave. They'll host them down at Family Arena at 2:05. Well, this was certainly fun, partner. Great job by you. Great job by Lux. Thanks to everybody who stopped by and listened here over Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Kansas City victorious. Final score 8-4 for our entire Cable Dahmer Arena crew. And for my broadcast partners, Lux and Eric Bergerud, this is Nick Vassos. Good night from Kansas City.